Did you just ruin perfect 10 liners for me?
I'm sorry.
Hi, and welcome to
Hanging Out with Violet and Rose.
I'm Violet.
I'm Rose.
And today we are going to be talking about the perfect 10 liners. If you have not seen it, per usual, go back and watch it.
Come back.
Because there will be plenty of spoilers.
Lots of spoilers.
Yeah. So I guess let's get started.
Into it.
Yeah.
So I have a whole appreciation now for somebody tying somebody else's tie. Like that moment that was a consistent repeat.
We would, like, start with the first couple.
Okay. Let's start that way.
Move into the next couple.
I have a fave. Okay, it's evident that I have a fave. Okay, let's start with first book and Arm and Arc. Then
okay, I have got to say the only other thing I've seen Force Book in is Only Friends.
Same.
And I love Only Friends.
I don't.
She does not. I hated the characters they played.
Yeah.
And so it turned me off to Force Book a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I freaking loved them
in Perfect 10 Liners, I too got a new appreciation for Force Book. I felt like their chemistry was much better. Yeah. Their acting was better. I liked the very diverse couple that they were, because you had the one who was happy-go-lucky and very silly, and then you had the other one who was
dumb.
Yeah, and you had the other one who was very serious, and I really liked them in this show.
I'm such a banter chick that the way Arc was going in on Arm constantly, I was like, that's my dude.
I love banter too.
Yeah. So that one was like, I was not a willing participant to watch this show. I will say that.
That's true.
I had heard it was cute, and I was like, I'm not. And then I got into it, and by a second episode, I was like, oh my God, I love Force Book. I love Arc. Like, love it. And no, they were great for me. I love the banter. Like, it was like Arc didn't know how to flirt, but
yes.
Yeah.
But then I loved how he would set it up to where Arm was constantly doing whatever he wanted to do anyway, but it seemed like it was Arc's idea or whatever. I was here for their relationship.
My favorite part that they did is whenever the bracelet, was it the bracelets? And then they were talking about taking them off, but separate, Arm had got out of the car, and then Arm was like, he'll never take it off. And then Arc was like, if you take it off, I'm going to cry a lot.
Oh, look at you being sappy. I'm here for it.
Oh, I gotta stop the show because I'm starting to get too sappy. I'm starting to get too cutesy. I can't record anymore. Gotta go back.
I did really like their relationship. I felt like it definitely allowed those two actors to shine. Like we said, I haven't seen them in anything except for Only Friends, and I really hated their characters in there. Only Friends was a struggle for me, but that's a different episode. So then we move to, if we're going to do an overview, we got...
well, in that section, that's whenever his friend, Sand.
Oh, Sand and Pond.
Yeah, Sand and Pond. I thought, they're low-key just
I liked how they just kind of, casually got together. Yes. And then... But then they all of a sudden they were living together. And I was like, wait, what happened?
It was just, I liked Pond. He was quiet. He was just it is what it is.
He's like, I like you and you like me. So let's just each other.
I think it was very much a good balance with how dramatic Arm was.
Yes.
Because Arm was so dramatic. And then Sand was dramatic with Arm.
But not with
Pond.
Pond.
So calm.
Yeah, so calm. And I like that you got to see Sand and Pond a little bit throughout the whole series. Even though they weren't a main couple, they kept them in the loop somewhere.
Yeah.
And I liked that because I really did like them. They were kind of, like you said, that quiet background couple.
Balance.
Yeah.
They were such a good balance. Then are we moving on or are we not? I don't know. Move on, and I feel so bad because Arm Arc deserve a really good review. I'm just so into Perth right now. So I don't know.
I enjoyed like how they went from not really enemies to lovers, but like where
But it gave you that vibe.
It gave you the vibe that it was going to be enemies to lovers, but they never were enemies. But
oh, I can say so. It surprised me, or it didn't surprise me, but I guess I didn't expect it. Whenever they did the flashback to the ex, and it was a female, and I was like, oh, okay, like it's not.
Yeah, that happened a lot in this show.
It did, but like it. Whenever it was Arc Arm's story, I was like, oh, okay, like little twist. Like it wasn't like he previously was hurt by another man.
Right, that's true. I don't know. I liked their relationship. It was cute.
Did.
But is that not okay? Question though. I'm pretty sure that they used the same apartment for Arc and Arm that they used for them in Only Friends.
No.
You don't think?
No.
It looks really similar. Like I was like, I swear I've seen this before. Maybe it's in a different. I watch a lot of series. Maybe that's on somewhere else.
No. Because in Only Friends, it was that open floor plan in the bar. Like what's it called? Not a bar. It's an island. Yeah. The island bar thing was in the middle between like the couch area and the.
Okay. Maybe I saw it in a different.
But no, it's not the same.
Okay, it looks similar though.
I do think it was funny how like that was Arm's house, like always, like once Arm moved in, it was like even whenever Arc was in, Arm's just there.
Arm's just there. He doesn't have a dorm. That was just that like 3 months span of time where he wasn't dating anybody.
Yeah, he was just there. But yeah, no, I really liked their relationship. It did hook me and want me to keep going. And then I'm not gonna lie, because I not that I wasn't a fan of Part Santa before, but I had never seen them in anything except for Santa and Jasper.
I've seen Santa in a couple things, but never like this. I haven't watched
them. And so I saw him in Jasper, and I was like, oh, okay, Jasper, he's not cute, like sadistic, y'all. And so then whenever I knew he was playing a cute character, I was like, I don't want to watch it. Like, so the first couple of episodes where it was Part Santa, I was actually glad that they went back to Arc Arm because I was already connected with them. Yeah. But then it switched up to where I was like, I need more Part Santa.
It's a quick progression. I really liked how the show was set up, where you really had like 3 segments of the show, and each one was really dedicated to one set of couple, but they continued to bring in the other couples. So you never felt like that was over and you're now watching this other couple. It really felt like a cohesive pull through all the way.
I realized we never recapped.
Is there a recap? Like, there's not a huge plot. Literally, it's about college people or college guys who fall in love with each other. And they're also this like super supportive found family friend group thing.
Well, no, they're in the group, the Perfect 10 Liners.
Well, I know that, but I mean, there's no real plot. Okay.
There is a plot though.
What is the plot?
That the Perfect 10 Liners as a group, they always get like the next generation in and like.
And then fall in love with them?
The bracelets were meant for them to.
No, I understand that, right?
But everybody that gives the bracelet,
they end up dating the junior, right?
Yeah, so that's the plot.
Okay, but the bracelets got a little annoying, I felt like, towards the end. Okay, but here's why. Okay, here's why.
The awkward scenes.
It was the awkward scenes, and then it just felt forced because every time somebody was like, hey, if you go get the bracelet, like that shows somebody that you love them. So all of a sudden it's a mad dash to go find the stupid dude who lives in the forest or is like a nomad around Thailand. And they're like, I don't know where he is, but we're going to go find him and we're going to force him to give us bracelets. And then they get there and the guy's like, I don't know if y'all are really together or not. It's like, my guy, you're here to make a sale. Like, there's no prophecy.
Like, did you just ruin Perfect 10 Liners?
I'm sorry. I have to be on the positive and the negative side, okay?
Okay, I'm in my 24-hour obsession. So right now, it's perfect. Now, tomorrow, I'll be out of my 24-hour obsession because I just binge watched this over 3 days before today. Once I'm out of this obsession, I'll have all the negatives. But today, I don't.
You're like, I love the bracelets.
Okay. We could get bracelets and we could start the show with them.
Okay, well, I know what we're doing when we go to the Stray Kids concert now. We're going to get matching. We were supposed to get matching bracelets like months ago, and it hasn't worked out for us yet.
We never felt like... Okay.
We have a mission now. Okay.
That was a divert if I've ever seen one.
Okay. The ADHD is strong today. Okay, so we're moving on to second couple.
Heard Santa.
Santa. Okay, first Santa. I had seen Santa.
Who played?
Yota, and Gun. Okay, I had seen Santa in My Only 12% when he was with Kuhart, and
which you said that one was cute, right?
It was very cute, but it was also. I mean, I love Kuhart so much.
Oh, I do.
He does nothing wrong. Not that Santa did anything wrong. It was just the show was just, it didn't have the chemistry that most of the shows that we watch do. But we're not here to talk about My Only 12%. We're here to talk about Perth and Santa. He has found his man. Okay, Santa and Perth can never break up because they. I like, and I know you're not a huge shipper, but like this ship is sailing.
I'm not. I will be sad though, like if they ever do split.
They fit well together.
I will not be crazy and be like, oh my God, you have to be together. But I will be a little slightly upset because it's my new obsession right now. But
for 24 hours. Talk to her tomorrow.
Right.
So back to the tie. That was my bread and butter, was Yotha showing up to Gun constantly in class or on campus and being like, Beagle, tie my tie. I was like,
but like the thing, so my thing with Perth was like, he was so closed off. He was so like, I'm not going to love anybody. Nobody's going to love me. I don't even want to talk to you. Don't even look at me.
I can't be bothered with you.
But from jump, he was like, I'll sleep with every light and lamp on in this room. Exactly. In this complex, in the whole street. Light it up.
I'm surprised you didn't get like a small generator so they'd be like, the lights will never go out again.
Seriously, like from jump, you didn't even know this kid, and you're like,
he comes back to the dorm that first night, and he's having a whole like nightmarish episode because Santa has trauma being locked in a dark closet. Well, the closet was a shed, but anyway. And so like he like crawls up in bed and is like hugging the dude, and I'm like super out of character for like how they had set up Yotha. But then I think that's how he broke through Yotha's wall, is being vulnerable himself, but then also
but if you're gonna be hardcore from jump, that is why like the first episode or whatever, I was just like, not my couple, because you're like this hardcore, closed off, ice cold heart, but you're sleeping with every light on. Like, no, bro, get out. I mean, and not me.
I think we ended the honeymoon phase.
And like, I think this is why I'm Perth right now, because legit, real like IRL, I'm terrified of the dark.
Oh, okay.
And so if I'm sleeping alone, I actually do sleep with all the lights.
I have a nightlight on because I can't see without my glasses.
No. Lights on.
Oh, lights on?
Lights on. I don't sleep in the dark by myself.
Oh, this is interesting. I did not know this. Unpacking
TMI, like I make a fort of pillows around me, and then I like tuck the blanket, and then I sleep with the lights on.
Okay, I just have a nightlight because I'm blind and I can't see. So
if I'm not by myself, pitch black, I don't care. Whatever. Like somebody's there to save me. If I'm by myself, I think that's why I was like, oh, Perth. Oh, okay. Lights on.
You can save me. Okay, so back to the tie. That, I don't know why, but I really liked that. I guess
it was the first.
I think it was like how he like showed Gun like, I'm
No, it was how he wanted attention, because once
Yeah.
Gunn did it the first time,
Yeah.
he was like, I like this attention. I'm not used to getting
because
this attention.
he had his own trauma where he wasn't really cared for, and he was kind of like the forgotten child in his own mind, which
going back to Arm, did Ark have trauma?
I don't think so. I don't think either of them had trauma.
He
was just
a butthead.
But Yotha and Gunn both had trauma, and I think they kind of healed each other.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I was here for it. And
yeah.
I mean, I would really like to see Santa in a more serious-ish role, not necessarily like
he was too cute for me.
He was super cute. He really embraced that Beagle aspect.
Did he play the part? Yes,
100%.
Played that part.
He wrote that part.
Yeah,
he did so well.
Like, seriously, he did. And I like acting skills, amazing, top notch. Like, getting into character, top notch. It's just not a character I resonate with because of the cuteness.
But I think that made him the good balance to Yotha, because Yotha was so serious. But there were times that I felt like Yotha kind of stepped out of character, like when he was being super cutesy with Gunn, like squeezing his cheeks. And...
But I like that.
It's too cute for me. That's my out. But
no, but I liked whenever Perth was cute, because Perth wasn't cute all the time. So whenever it was cute, it was just like a quick little and then that was it. I'm unlocking my pet peeve, like, as we're talking. I guess I'm falling out of that 24-hour time zone. I gotta remember what time I finished. I finished sometime yesterday, so it's coming out. And I just unlocked one of my pet peeves.
What was your pet
peeve? The Beagle headband.
That went on a little too long.
Like, the first time he did it, I was like, okay. Then he did it again, and I was just like, okay.
What about the Beagle blanket?
That only occurred once at the... Yeah. That one didn't bother me. It was just the headband. Like, because it made Santa look awkward. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think like anybody looks awkward. Yeah.
Well, yeah, anybody looks...
Because the ears were, like, huge. They were, like, down here. I was like, okay.
But, yeah, and then, like, whenever he was, like, drunk, and, like, he put it on him and talked to him, and then he went to go take him a shower, and I was just like, what was the purpose? So I did just unlock a pet peeve. Oh, I don't like it. I'm falling out, but here we are.
Okay.
But no, besides that, like, I do like the tie. I get why it sits with you, because it's the first time that Yotha's, like, letting somebody come into his little world and take care of him. And then once he realizes he likes it, he keeps it going. And Gunn just keeps going with it until he hurts his feelings. And even after he gets his feelings hurt, he's like, no, he still ends up.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there were so many cute scenes for them, like when Gunn got sick and he was like, well, can I lay with you? And he was like, no. And he's like, okay, well, let me rephrase that. I'm gonna lay with you.
So that's my type of, like, take care trope that I do like, is when it's, I don't want to say aggressive. He was never aggressive. But whenever it's like, I'm checking to make sure you're okay, you're good, but legit, I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah.
Like, I like that kind of take care of me trope, but
he's like, it's not really an option. I'm just gonna take care of you.
the take care of me trope where it's, like, super cute and lovey-dovey, and I don't like that take care of me trope.
Okay, one thing I also want to mention, since we're talking about Yotha and Gunn, is I feel like there was 2 missed opportunities with the pajamas. Okay, first missed opportunity, I wanted to see Gunn in the shirt and Yotha in the pants, just like once, like they had slept in a set but separately. Then I wanted, or I wanted to see, like, Yotha figure out where Arm got the pajamas from and, like, buy
the Beagle,
like, Beagle pajamas. I was like, that's a missed up. I was too. I knew it was coming, and it didn't.
Never got them.
Never got Beagle pajamas, and I was like, oh, it was a missed opportunity.
Yeah. that I agree with. Never getting the Beagle pajamas did bother me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Never thought about the set being shared between the two.
I think that would have been so
It would've
cute
been cute.
because they had like they slept together all the time, so you would think that they would be like, "Well, here you wear the shirt, I'll wear the pants." Like I don't know.
But then, no, yeah,
It could have happened. It could have. Writers. It should have.
My other thing with Yota Gun is like Yota's trauma was like real life.
Yes.
Him and his brother
Yes.
Five, like
Yes.
real life, like divorce really does affect
It
kids.
can, yeah, definitely.
And so it was like, and especially taking one kid, leaving the other kid behind.
That I was like, dang.
Yeah, that was some real.
And then to find out that she only took Fifa because she didn't want everybody to think Gun was her favorite kid, and I'm like,
not Gun.
nobody. I'm not Gun. Sorry, Yota.
But no, she took Fifa because she said that Fifa would have asked to come home more often than Yota and Newton would, and so she was like, I took him because he would always want to come back home. And
but
so
I'm
it was like her way of coming back.
Why were you taking anybody? Man, you left your family and then went off to overseas to start a whole new life. You could have just left all the brothers. Like, I mean, so.
And I think another reason I like Perth, him fighting in the beginning, because he constantly got in fights, because that was how he got rid of his anger. Like I connected with that, like, bro, same. And so like I connected more with their story than like with Yota and Phi's story. And so I love Arc Arm, and they kept me there. They really did. I loved it. But I connected more with Yota and Phi. Just from the trauma. And then like with Yota taking his anger out and being a fighter, but then Phi just trying to please people. I was like, it's like you took me and split me
we haven't gotten to Phi and pleasing people.
Know, but I was like, bro, you just took me and just split me in half and made two characters. And so it was just like, I resonate. That.
I resonate with Fifa a lot in my personal life. So
so that was my thing with Perfect 10-liners. I don't normally connect like, oh, this is my life or whatever. I'm like, I don't, the similarities don't happen often. But with this one, I was like, I really connected with the characters. And two characters I hadn't watched previously, so I didn't come in having a connection with them. And so it was my first Perth, my first junior. So it was my first time coming in, and I was just like, oh my God, like, I connect with these
I'm a fan now.
Yes! Such a fan. Such a fan. And I was like, but it was just like that, I don't know, like, you gotta be an amazing actor, because like, it was about two men and their trauma, and then dating two men.
Yota,
here I am, like, not any of that. And I was like, I connect with you so hard.
But Yota and Fifa's brotherhood is like a whole nother relationship in this series. Was watching them like pick on each other and give each other crap. Like, they played brothers so well. Like, you really felt like those are brothers, because a lot of times you see brothers that are like ultra caring or ultra, like, it's usually like much older brother and then younger brother, and so it's like a more like I'm your father type role. But this was very much brothers, and I loved their whole chemistry of like calling each other bro and all of
whenever Fifa would break out the English,
he was like, come on, bro. And the way he would drag out bro got me every time.
I don't know. So to, I guess, close up Perth.
Can we? Because there's still so much to say about
but just to close up with Yota Gun, like, I do like that they kind of had a little bit of, I guess, like, sadness. Because I really didn't see that much in Arc Arm. It was very much like,
they were just a will they won't they for like a hot minute, and then we were like, we already know you are. But yes, I do feel like Yota and Gun they brought like a heaviness to it that allowed it to be more realistic.
That's probably why I liked it, even though it was the cutest. It was also some of
It was
the
the
heaviest.
heaviest.
So,
But there was so much that went on. You know, there was like this, like you said, the street fighting, and then when Gunn
street fighting.
was when Gunn got held hostage for a hot minute, and then
yeah.
like Yotha suddenly realized like this is the most important person in my life, and then like
I mean, but your man's had to get a knife to the throat
I
for you to be
know.
like, oh, I really love him. Like,
yeah, but that's because he doesn't know that he knows what love is. And can we have a moment of silence for Warwick and what was his name? Clow?
yeah.
I just had to say that I enjoyed like every time Yotha was in trouble, they come busting it around the corner, ready to fight it out. And yeah, I don't know. I know you didn't really like them, but we'll talk about them at the end. All right, Fifa.
Hold up. Don't low-key throw me under the bus and then be like, but we'll talk about it later.
I'm trying to stick with our plan.
We never have a plan.
We don't.
We don't.
Okay, so then let's talk about album then. Okay.
I don't want to.
You said we weren't going to FIFA, so here we be in album land.
Let's
Okay.
go FIFA.
No, but I actually liked them in the series. I know you said that you didn't really like them in the series, but I actually
It was my first time watching them.
Okay, it's not my first time watching them. I've watched album in We Are, which is a really good show. It's another low-key show like Perfect 10
I've
Years.
seen them on like social media
Mm-hmm.
and like with all the Jasper stuff and everything.
Mhm.
So I've seen them on social media a lot.
Mhm.
And I always thought they were, oh, cute, whatever.
Mhm.
Like, you know, because, you know, it's always Jasper and the boyfriends.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, I've always, like, whatever, like, thought they were cute. And then in the series, I was like, oh, I really don't like the characters.
The characters were not great.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I have a soft spot for Jelly. So, yeah, I like him. He's cute.
He's adorable, but...
In real life.
He's
adorable. In the show, I don't know. I think... This is going to be really hard to say. I don't think he acts very well. Okay, let me rephrase. He plays the same character or the same personality, not the same character, the same personality.
This is my first time seeing them actually act, and
I'm curious to see how they're going to do in OnlyFriends #2.
Yeah,
we'll see because they're the main characters.
My opinions for OnlyFriends too, because
I'm curious.
I definitely love the vibe of OnlyFriends.
I know,
and I want to see them in something more than just that one show, because I jumped the gun with Force Book and was like, and then I see them in this, and I'm like, oh my god, I really like them. Yeah.
Now they're breaking up.
I don't think so.
No, but I thought that they said that they're going to go separate ways.
That was taken out of context.
Maybe so. I haven't.
I don't know. We'll see.
I'm so deep on the Perth Santa train on TikTok that I don't see anybody else.
So yeah, so I'm gonna save my opinion. I did not like the characters that much, but I do like them in real life. So I want to see them again before I
do like them in real life.
Breakdown. But I mean, you've seen them more than whatever. So
all right, FIFA and wine. I want to start with saying I honestly thought that FIFA was not going to get a love interest.
I didn't think he was either, and I was going to be okay with it because I freaking loved him.
He was such a good character.
Yotha's brother and just being the comedic relief.
Yeah, and he carried that comedic on his back. He was like, hold on, let me get it.
I loved it. I loved him. And then whenever he did start running into
wine.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say Mark. Running into wine, like I was like, oh, he is gonna get a love interest, and then I was like, okay, let me see how this will work out, because he was the happy-go-lucky one, whereas for Arc Arm it was Arm, and then Yotha Gun it was Gun, but for their relationship, the older one was the happy-go-lucky,
right?
And so I was like, oh, that's a little different, like slightly different twist on it,
because wine is more serious and very like stoic, but I like
he
how
called him conservative.
That's a good term for it. But I like how he low-key took care of FIFA. Like one of my favorite scenes, and I've seen it so many times on like Facebook Reels, is like when he goes over and he changes the screen protector and just like hands it back and then walks off to class.
That was my dude right
That
there.
was such a wine moment. I was like, I love it, because everybody's like, wait, was he even here?
That's the type of take care I like. Yeah, I don't want to make a decision. Don't ask me if I need you to take care.
Just fix it.
Just do it and move on. I make so many decisions in life.
Dude.
I don't want to make another decision. And like people are constantly telling me I don't take care of myself because I don't want to make a decision on what to take care of. So I just move on. Like, so it's like that's why I said Yota and Fifa are like me, just split in half. And so it was like seeing Wine take care of Fifa like that. I was like, yes.
And how he would, because Fifa's trauma was kind of a surprise. Like I wasn't expecting him to have a trauma. And then
I wasn't either.
They linked it so beautifully to his past and his mom and everything that happened that it made sense, because I hate useless trauma. If it doesn't make sense, I'm mad.
So my thing with that is like how they took the same situation of the divorce and Fife leaving and then Yota staying, how that traumatized Yota and then how that traumatized Fife, and how they merged it together. That was like beautifully done.
It really was.
I really enjoyed that, and I really enjoyed that it gave them two as characters a moment to come together and be like, I didn't know you were feeling this pain. Like, I didn't know it was hurting you like this. And like, let's go back to the way we were. Let's forgive each other, this, that, and the other. Let's not resent each other. And so I was like, the way they set that up was just so beautiful, because it was like, it gave you the Yota Gun storyline. It gave you the Fi Wine storyline. And then it also gave you the Yota Fi storyline.
Right. Exactly. It was multifaceted. It was brilliantly done.
Can't we say whenever the dad at the end is like the last kind of get together scene and he's like, we were horrible parents. I was like, okay.
I mean,
we're honest there.
Kinda. Well, because I remember at the beginning of Fifa's and Yotha's storyline when they're sharing the dorm and Fifa's so excited because he's like, we haven't shared a room in years and I'm so excited. And Yotha, like, he's like, I'm going to the bar. I can't be bothered with you. And like, I felt so bad for him, but I felt like I loved Wine for Fifa. They really balanced each other out, and how Wine low key like helped Fifa figure out, like, you don't always have to say yes, and you don't have to stick 12 people in the back of your car just because they look like they could use a ride. Like, it's okay to say no. And I really liked that for him, because he was really being used by everybody.
But I like that they showed how him being so nice to everybody in turn like made him feel better because he wanted people to love him, but it also low-key hurt Wine.
Yes, because he was like, I'm not special because you do this for everyone.
Everybody, what about me?
Exactly.
And so learning that balance of saying no was taking care of himself.
And then also showing Wine that you are the special one.
I really liked the way they did this show.
Really, it was like,
it came together very, very well. So yeah, I don't know, but I loved Fi's, like, his whole play from whenever they were focused on Yota Gun and the way Fi fit into that, because he would protect Gun every time Yota hurt his feelings.
Yeah,
he would protect Gun.
Yes, he would. And he'd be like shut the door in the brother's face. He'd be like, nope, not your day.
So, and I'm like, dude, so you're like going against your brother to protect the puppy. When
Yotha would sneak into Fifa and Gun's dorm and to cuddle with, and he was like, oh my God, I can't with you too. I was like, I love this.
Yes.
The whole vibe was amazing.
Like, Fifa is the brother you want.
Yes.
Hands down.
He was just such a brother.
Yeah.
It was the best.
Yeah.
And then I loved how he would call Gun the puppy.
I loved whenever they were messing with each other. And Yota would be like protecting Gun. He's like, bro. With his English. Bro. Yeah.
The only thing I have a complaint with the FIFA Wine storyline is I felt like Wine and the ex was just kind of...
No, I knew you were going to bring that up because you had talked about it previously. And I'm going to combat that.
Go ahead.
Because I think Wine having his ex be a female And the reason they broke up is because he thought, or he
liked the
did, not he
brother.
thought, he had feelings
Right.
for the brother, and him almost being ashamed of that, and then coming around to spending time with Fi, and Fi making him feel so good, and him just being like, I have to get this out. And whenever he's drunk and he's like, I like guys, like, do you hate me? I feel like
I did like that part.
I feel like that was such like a real life thing.
Maybe it's not the whole situation. I think maybe it's that the guy comes back all of a sudden after all this time of zero contact, and the guy's like, I kind of like you too, and it's like, I didn't need that at that point.
But no, it's because the brother had finally told the family.
Yeah, but I just meh.
I'm combating that.
Go ahead. That's fine. We can be
actually
different.
think it played very well into Fi and his story, because his story was that like he was ashamed of himself, and so it was like Fi was teaching him how to love himself, while Wine was teaching Fi how to take care of himself. And then they were each figuring out how to be special to each other. She's wrong.
I mean, damn.
Like,
okay.
Don't come at me 24 hours later and thinking I'm gonna be like, oh,
I see. Apparently, we need to wait at least 48 hours before we record a podcast.
I'm gonna bring my Yota out. I'm gonna fight on this
one. I think I've pretty much covered everything that I wrote down anyway. I mean, not everything. I mean, the show was amazing, and it had so many wonderful moments in it that I could sit here and talk about it for hours, because
I could. And I mean, we're 35 minutes in here,
because it's 24 episodes, so it's a long BL.
Watched in 3 days.
She did, because see, I watched Only Friends for her, so she had to watch Perfect Designers for me. So I guess now it's back to me at some point, and she's gonna have to toss me back a show and be like, "Hey, it's your turn now."
Yes, but to close it out, can we talk about Poe?
I loved Poe, especially at the end when he was like over the top because he got dumped, and then
whenever he's praying for a boyfriend and he turns around and Yota's standing there, and I was like, "Are they about to do like a like a what?" And then he was like, "Nah," and I was like, "Okay."
I liked Poe. Arms, it's Arm, right? Arms, I get them mixed up sometimes. Arm's friends were like so spastic.
It was how they were like totally cool and chill, and then the moment
they got together, they was like,
it was so dramatic. Like they just started yelling, and they started like just falling over each other, and then running around, and it was like, what happened? And it was like, I loved that. I think that was like my favorite thing about Arm, is whenever he was with his friends, he was so over the top, and his friends just went with it.
And I loved how messy Arm was. Like the whole time, he's messy. Like low key shoving people together, making couples, and like he's got Arkin on it. Like
ooh,
let's go on the trip.
Messy. Is that what you're saying? I liked cute. You liked messy. Where did this come from?
I don't know. This show changed us, okay? But I did like how he was like behind like every couple, like playing him like a chessboard, and he had Arkin on it, like, hey, we'll pretend that we have to go on this trip to the beach, and then I'll invite Santa, and then I'll happen to invite,
But he was such like a flip side from Jet and what was her name? Pun? What was the girl that was above them? The ones that were in the beginning.
I don't remember their names. They didn't make lasting impression.
They never had the notes. They never had they never went to events because they were always on dates. They didn't get the bracelet, like all of this. And then it was like, here comes Arm, and he's like, the total flip side is like, I have notes, I have this, I have that. Like, I'm involved all the time. Like, so I just thought that was kind of cute, because it was like, it was a flip to Arm went through, he just was kind of there. And then he wanted to make sure he was always involved.
He was always involved in everything.
Even if Ark didn't want to be. Low-key Ark wanted to be.
He did. He loved being like on the messy side of Arm. I think he really liked watching Arm do his thing.
Yes, I agree.
Mm-hmm. Overall, I give the show a 10 out of 10. I absolutely loved it. I consistently, like, if I just miss Perth and Santa, I'll go watch their episodes.
Okay. I'm saying this now. I think we'll go back and rewatch.
Which ones? The Perth Santa ones? Or the whole show?
The whole show.
The whole show was amazing. I've
never rewatched a whole BO.
Ever?
Start to finish, nope.
I have, but it has to be
Never.
like, it has to really make an impression.
We talked about that on our like get to know us, that I don't rewatch. I don't have a comfort. I
do. This is going to be one of them though. This is going to be one of my comfort BLs because it's just so easy to watch.
I feel like I watched it so fast trying to cram it in.
You probably missed some
like
stuff,
while I'm in the car, not driving, but passenger. While I'm in the car, like on my lunch
disclaimer.
break, like at night where I'm like falling asleep, like trying to just get these 24 episodes in.
It's a lot of episodes, but it's so worth it. I want to go back
and rewatch it.
Mm-hmm. You should, because there's so much that happens. I will probably rewatch it too. I have rewatched a few in my day, but this one's definitely going to hit the list.
I think so. And I really can't wait for Perth Santa to do another series.
They are. They're already doing it. So soon.
Well, I'm glad they are.
I'll be there for it.
Wait, so are Junior Mark gonna do another one?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything, or at least I haven't seen anything. But I know that I don't even know. Are they a legit couple though yet?
Are they? Aren't they?
Because I know
research.
They just made Album an official couple,
yeah,
like super recently.
Yeah.
And then
after the whole Jasper thing.
Yeah, and probably because of OnlyFriends.
Oh, the second season.
Yeah, because they're going to be the main couple, so I guess they needed their couple name or whatever.
Well, I mean, I'm glad they're a couple. But
they're super cute together. I love them together. In real life, I love
on social media. I like watching
Jelly and Our. Like, I love them. They're so cute. I'm gonna call them Jelly forever.
All right, this has been a very chaotic recap.
It has been so over the place. We hope you kept up. If not, just watch it again.
I don't know if we kept up. But yeah, so thanks for hanging out with us. This was Perfect 10 Liners and Ride or Die. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.